Welcome back to my channel. It's me, caitom. And I'm back with another Sims build. No surprise there, but I think I said that in the last video. Which was, speaking of the last video I posted like a week ago. Oops. Before I started getting into the build, let me just say I think as a general-ish schedule, I will try to post 1 or 2 times a week. I'm a college student right now, so I'm a bit preoccupied with other things, so as much as I would like to spend most of my time building in The Sims and like editing and uploading, I cannot do that. Although, okay, Thanksgiving break is coming up. Maybe I will have some time to chuck out a couple more builds, or at least have a backlog, so I won't like have such a sporadic uploading schedule. Anyways, so 1 or 2 times a week. Oh, I got my hands on Adobe Premiere Pro, which means after this video and the next video, I will finally be able to have high quality uploads. Can you believe that? Good thing I got that covered. Okay. Speaking of this video and the next video, so I built this house and it's quite large. I know I'm building this on a not 30 by 20 lot in the cats and dogs world, but I do end up moving it to a 30 by 20 lot in Willow Creek. And okay, a 30 by 20, and it's 2 floors tall. It shouldn't take as long as it took me, but I took quite a while to build this. So I'm splitting this into 2 parts, and I know I just said upload 1 or 2 times a week, but I will be uploading the videos back to back, so you can look forward to tomorrow for the part 2 of this house. But then after that, it's like an upload every 3 to 4 days. Okay, that is my schedule. I'm gonna have to make note of that actually. Okay, so this house, as per most of my other builds, I'm building this off of a reference picture I found off of Pinterest. I don't have it right now, but I'm only building like the exterior, the front part off of the picture. And the picture itself had maybe like a what would you call it, like a special sort of porch thing, a front yard. Why did I say porch? A front yard. So I decided to use platforms to imitate that front yard look instead of manipulating the terrain. Because last time I tried to manipulate the terrain and achieve that look, it wasn't flat and it was so lumpy, and I didn't know how to fill up the lot. So platforms. Oh, I told myself I would start mentioning the number of bedrooms and like what Sims I imagined would be able to live in the house. So this house, yes, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's a family home, of course, with all the essentials: a living room, dining, kitchen. It's an open floor plan. There's even a music room that I included because it's such a large house. Why not? Might as well fit a baby grand piano. Or at least it's a baby. At least I think it's a baby grand. I think it's a baby grand piano, yeah. Like, actual grand pianos are humongous. I don't know if you'd actually fit that in a house like this. Anyways. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes that I wrote for myself for this video. I tried to do that last video and I got nervous and just completely no, what's the word? I completely just, you know what I mean. Just went for it. Anyways, so I finished. Okay, at this point in the video, I've finished the general front of the house, and now I'm just doing the landscaping. And let me just say, for a weird fake grass front yard, it was a bit of a struggle trying to get the landscaping to look normal. I didn't have access to terrain paint because, you know, you can't paint the platforms. So I didn't put any dirt underneath the shrubbery, the landscaping, the bushes. I was debating whether or not to put the low-lying blue flowers from base game, but I concluded it did not look nice, so I kind of just left it without it. Unless I'm lying. Oh my gosh, I think I left it there. Okay, anyways, we'll just pretend I didn't say that, you know, right? For the sake of me. I surprisingly used a lot of debug. Well, not surprisingly, I really like the debug bushes that I used, and using the tool mod to size them up to, I think it's like 0.3, because its default size is humongous. You have to size it down. And then the tall shrubs, I know the non-debug tall shrubs are available to use, but their ugly bright green swatch, I can't stand it. I have to go to debug. I'm sorry. Not really. I really like using the debug one, so. I mean, I think the dark green just looks nicer. And I'm working on the back side of the house. You know, I always struggle with the back side of the house, but then after watching a couple of other speed builds from other creators like Evelyn Sims, Simlessly, and Lil Simsy, sometimes they just copy the front and like put it on the back. So I'm like, you know, not a bad idea. I could probably do that. Since there's like nothing going on the sides, I was kind of worried that whatever I did to the back wouldn't look interesting. Which, I think it does. Or at least I tried to make it look interesting. It's a really like long rectangular shape, and there wasn't much room to really add much gameplay items. I mean, there's a pool. I add maybe like a seating lounge, a grill, and like a relaxing lounge, which isn't included in this video. But just know that I added a couple livable areas. Yeah. Oh, and when I was building the exterior, I didn't know what windows to use. I was debating, well, not that I didn't know, I straight up went for the university windows, which I've been waiting for a build that I could build that would use the university windows and like not have it look weird. And I think with the windows and the doors that I used, it fit pretty well. I also used some base game windows in the back, and I think it's only the back that I used the windows with the shutters. I didn't want to repeat the same like rectangle university window all over the back, so I'm like, you know, maybe the shutters would look nice with the brown that would sort of match the lines of the university windows, like the inside lines. I think they're like the same swatch. And now onto the interior. Figuring out the floor plan, but mostly just figuring out where to put the stairs. I change it a couple times, like all throughout the while I'm working on the first floor, because the layout, I was so worried that I made the house too compressed. Like, I know it's long in its length, but like the width I thought was too cramped. So like here for the living room that I'm like placing furniture down and getting a feel for the size of the space, I was looking around like, where am I gonna put the kitchen? I was kind of worried. I thought that I would put it up against the stairs, but then if I put it up against the stairs with like island counters, I didn't know where to put the dining table, so that was a whole dilemma that I spent a lot of time over, but I get it in the end. Oh, and let me just point out, the cottage living couch that I use here in that like minty green swatch is so pretty. I think for like the entire interior, I try to go for a light sort of pastel color scheme. Like, I don't have a lot of like saturated bold colors, I think. I might be lying. I don't think I am. Oh, and this is me messing with the floor plan again because I don't know where to put the stairs. Anyways, the color scheme, very pastel, very nice, but solely because of the cottage living couch. Honestly, I feel like there's just like 5 minutes of the footage just like me messing with the floor plan, like the placement of everything. But I think at this point I'm figuring out where okay, no, just kidding. I moved the kitchen again. It's fine. I see final placement right here. Kitchen in that little corner thing with the dining table centered with the island counters, which I was surprised didn't look as cramped as I thought it would be. It's like a nice even space-ish, I think. Wow, I feel like after a week since my last video, I don't know what to talk about. Because, oh, for this video, the clips, I usually speed up to 900%, but only because if I kept it at 800% sped up, it would go on for so long. And I don't know if anyone would really want to sit through, like 30 plus minutes of me just straight blabbering, to be frank. So I try to keep it short, like never 30 minutes, maybe like mid-20 at the most, which is why I split this video up into 2 parts. I know Lil Simsy did it for her platform house as well, which I will say I took sort of inspo from, at least with the yard-ish. There's like a nice little walkway using platforms to imitate more interesting stairs. Yeah. Oh, the kitchen. The kitchen, I think I just do my usual clutter. The Parenthood bread thing. Oh, I don't have a dish rack because I actually have a dishwasher in one of the island counters. I add fruitcake in a cookie jar just because I think I would envision this house to be sort of older, maybe like okay, don't quote me on this, but maybe like an English manor type of feel. Just the exterior is would um what it would make it seem like an English-ish exterior. And you know, English builds, I really like how old they look. And I think fruit cakes and cookie jars are something you would see in an older house, but mostly because the childhood films that I saw. And my family doesn't have a cookie jar or fruit cake. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever had fruit cake. Or maybe I've had something similar? I mean, what about strawberry flavored muffins? Is that close enough? I don't think so. Okay. I'm kind of touching on the music room, but I don't go straight to furnishing it until I finish the living area. Yes, I'm sorry. A lot of back and forth, but I don't know. This build just required a lot of back and forth from me. Like, just getting the furniture down and seeing how it all fits together and like making the adjustments as needed. Oh my gosh. Okay, these curtains are from Desert Luxe. And when the kit was released, the little curtain rod without the actual curtain was in the curtain section of the buy item catalog. And when I was building this, I couldn't find it in the curtain section, and I'm like, where did it go? So I'm looking around. I go to, I think, show all items and then filter with just the kit. And so I get the curtain rod, don't bother changing the swatch, and I place it down. I get the swatch tool, and it doesn't work on the rod. I don't know whose bright idea it was to change that, but why? There was no need to change it. It's okay to make mistakes. We can change it back to having it in the curtain section and actually letting the swatch tool change the color of the rod. Yes, mini rant. And I'm back in the kitchen. Oh, just kidding. Bathroom time. Okay, the bathroom. I will say I struggled a little bit. I didn't know what to do with the bathroom. I don't think I'm alone when I say bathrooms aren't my favorite part of the build. Usually it's the front of the build and the bedrooms that I have the most fun in. So I think I just, oh, sorry, back to back to going back and forth on parts of the build. I mean, okay, for all the bathrooms, I try and keep it similar to the already existing color palette. Light, pastel, and just like soft in general. But also very white. I don't know if I have footage of me completing the bathroom. I think my game crashed. Like in the middle of me building this, which isn't surprising. I've had my game crash a couple times, which means the footage is lost. Or like the footage is messed up, and then depending on whether or not I saved, my progress is lost as well. Yeah, I don't know what's causing the problem, because ever since I started recording and editing, my software's crashed a couple times, my computer's froze a couple times. Scary. I have to figure out what that issue is. So that's fun. I mean, hopefully I can figure out what it is and fix the issue. It's not like superimposing on my process of me building and recording. It's just a slight inconvenience. Anyways, music room. I know I wanted to have seating, a guitar, an adult violin, and a child violin, and that's what I did. And compared to the art studio-ish that I did in my base game build, it's a lot more detailed. You know, as we're nearing the end of the video, I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you've been enjoying and keeping up with the videos that I post. Please like, subscribe, comment what you think, and all the good YouTube things. And see you all tomorrow.